Hi, Kaitlyn's Croppers. We're going to be making a glue stand today. I'm going to show you how to assemble the kit in two different ways. When you get your kit, it's going to look like this. Some of you will have a piece of paper on the back just to keep the pieces from falling out. We're going to twist them a little bit to take all the pieces out. Be careful because you could have the occasional little splintery bit. Just pull those off. Make sure you don't sit on them. Got pretty little inscribed butterfly wings there. I'll explain what these are for in a minute. Okay, so we've got all our pieces. We don't need this. This can just go in the trash. Okay, and then take our last piece out here. Again, you just kind of twist them a little bit until they come loose. If you wanted to, you could sand those a little bit, but you don't really have to. Okay, so you're going to take the piece that has the business name, the URL, MIYKaitlynsGlueStand.com. You're going to turn that over so it faces the table. Then you're going to take your other piece that's going to sit on top of it like this. We're going to line up those little holes. Just make sure they line up. They should. And we're going to put the glue on this piece so that you don't end up with extra glue on the base. Decide which side you want to show up. I'm going to put the glue on this side because there's some little lines that I can see that I don't like that much. You can be a little messy with the glue, it'll be okay, but you don't want to put too much on because you don't want it to squish out. Okay, then we're going to line up those holes so you can see daylight through the holes. See, they're perfectly lined up there. Let that dry for just a minute. Okay, and if you get any bit that kind of sticks out a little bit like that, just take a toothpick or your finger and just get rid of that little extra bit. It's not going to hurt anything, it just doesn't look nice. Okay. Then you have to decide if you want your 2018 to face in, so you see it when you're working with it, or if you want it to face out, so when you put it down on your table, you see it from the back. So you just have to make that decision. I'm going to put it so it's inside. We're just going to put a little bit of glue. You don't need to put glue on the bottom because that's going to be the table. So really it's just these two little corner notches. So you don't need a lot. If you put too much, it'll squish out. Just like that. So I'm just going to clean that up real quick. Turn it around. So you should be able to see the bottom of that tab should be nice and flush with the base. So we're going to turn that back over. And then you have another decision. We're going to do the butterfly in, and then I'll show you how to do the butterfly out in a minute. So we're going to need glue on this base part and here, because the glue is going to go here. So we're going to put a little bit of glue on the butterfly tail here. You won't see this in a minute. And then I'm going to put the glue over here because I find it easier to do it here than to put it on the butterfly wing. I'm going to pop that in there. And then we're just going to hold that for a second just till it kind of grabs and holds. That's one of the reasons I like the quick dry tacky, because it does hold pretty quickly. Okay, and again, you want to make sure that that's pretty close to flush with the back. It's not going to be perfect because this is at an angle, but it should be pretty close. Then we're going to do the same thing with the other wing. So again, I'm going to put glue here. And I'm going to tilt this, and I'm going to put the glue on here. And same thing, we're just going to hold it for a minute to make sure that it grabs nicely. if you knock the other one out of place like I just did, just kind of hold them both with your fingers until they start to dry. So we're going to let that dry, and then I'll come back and clean up that glue in a little bit. And then let's do our second one. So we're going to take the pieces out just like we did before. Just twist them a little bit. That one you can't really twist too much, so sometimes we'll get these little splinter bits. Just pull those off. We don't want anybody getting splinters. Pull the wings out. You just discard this. Okay, so same as before, we're going to turn the logo down. We're going to glue up this part of the base. Just decide which part you want up. And again, you don't need a ton of glue on this because it's nice and flat. Okay. Line it up so the holes line up. Alright, so we've glued this so that, again, we can see daylight through the holes. And we're going to turn this one, this time we're going to go so that the 2018 is outside, so you'll be able to see that when it's facing someone else on your table, or if you have them lined up. Sometimes the glue sticks a little. So again, we just put a little bit of glue on the ends here. That's probably a little too much. And we don't need to put it on the bottom because that's going to be flush with the table. So this time we're going to face the butterflies out. So you'll see the etched butterflies facing out. Alright, so that means we want to test place them. So make sure we get them the right way around, right? So this time we're going to see it all from the outside. Alright, so again we're going to take a little bit of glue on the tail of the butterfly and a little bit of glue here on the back. And I put it on the back so that it doesn't, it's just easier than trying to figure out how deep to put it on the butterfly. Just clean up any excess glue with your finger or a toothpick. And we're going to do the same thing for the other wing. A little bit on either side. And just like with the other one, you want to hold them in place for a minute so that they glue up nice and solid. And then the most important thing is to put it off to the side for a few minutes. That's the hard part for me. I'm not patient. I don't like to wait for the glue to dry. So let's pull the other one back that we worked on before. So this is the one with the wings in the middle. Now if you come over to my table and you either like our Facebook page or favorite our Etsy shop, I will give you for free a set of butterfly wings that you can glue onto the outside, or if you want to glue them to the inside, that's fine too. Or use them on a scrapbook layout, whatever you like, but they do fit perfectly onto the glue stands. So let me know if you have any questions. There are two more pieces we didn't talk about, and that is these little guys here. So the intent of this whole thing is that it's a glue stand. If you put the larger one in, and these are interchangeable, don't glue them in place, it will hold your Nuvo drops perfectly, or a larger glue like my tacky glue, it'll hold great. And these will pop out. So they normally will just pop right out if you turn it upside down, and then you can put the little one in if you have something smaller like stickles or the distress glitter glues. So those, it's just a little bit smaller hole for the smaller glue. So you can change those out as often as you like, whatever you might be working on at that moment. I need longer nails apparently. It's just that simple. Or you can leave one in permanently, whatever you want. The other one that you're not using fits in the back. So if I'm using my Nuvo, I can put that there and it doesn't get in the way at all, and you don't lose your extra piece. So there you have it, the glue stand from Make It Yourself Copperfield.